Good morning, this is Henry Bell. It's the 28th of September. It's the last day of the Running Around for Lung Charities Challenge with David Oakes challenge. This is my bedroom where the magic literally happens, and I'm going to walk you through my preparation to run.
Preparation underway for the final run of the September runs. It involves taping up my feet because of the many blisters that we've achieved over this time, putting on my wonderful new running shoes, so I've got lightweight things, it's wearing the vest, ready in support of the Child Lung Foundation, and pretty much ready to go, listening to a bit of folk music, getting into the mood. Now I imagine Henry's prep is probably more like reading, 18th century Japanese literature on the toilet.
Preparation begins in here, on there. It's always good to completely cleanse yourself of anything inside you before you go running. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna get myself ready for the run. And, might even read a fascinating story of 17th century Japanese travel whilst I'm doing that. I was in the gym. I was looking at lots of ice bucket challenges on the internet, and I thought, well, that's good, well done, but let's try and do something a bit more hardcore. And when I was living with David, his little niece Josie got rather ill with some lung diseases, and I saw sort of firsthand the impact something like that can have on a family. And I know David was very grateful to what the British Lung Foundation and Child Foundation UK did. And I thought, let's raise some money for these guys. So I texted David and said, come on, let's do some running.
Now, this was all originally Henry's idea. He emailed me back in halfway through August, saying, wouldn't it be a great idea to run throughout September? He was kind of right.
I can't remember the original plan. I think it was 10 kilometres every day for a whole week, and then he came back and said, let's run the distance between our two theatres.
Now, Henry lives in sunny Scarborough, in the north of England, and runs along cliff tops every single day, watching the waves lap up and beautiful seabirds flying over his head.
This is the view at the beginning of my run. It's not bad, is it? It's the sea. And sometimes I run down there, and sometimes I run this way.
I, however, live in southeast London, which is less leafy. However, today we have chosen the wonderful spot of East Dulwich. That was me almost getting hit by a learner driver there. Thank you, learner driver.
Last run. You ready for this? Let's go.
It's my plan to intercut all of my interesting points of local history and the truth behind charitable giving with jokes from Henry, because I can guarantee that's all he's doing on his run. Anyway, over to you, Henry.
Okay, about 3 kilometres in now. There's some nice fields, and the sea's just over there. And there's lots of dogs defecating and urinating, which, if I was to do so, would be severely frowned on by society. I hate this hill coming up. I hate you, hill.
Now, Dulwich is a point of some interest, especially from a Shakespeare perspective.
So, Shakespeare once wrote, if music be the food of running around a bit, run around a bit.
Dulwich houses Dulwich College, which I'm about to run past, that was set up by Ned Alleyne, one of the biggest actors at the time, played by Master Doug Rowe in Shakespeare in Love, or Ben Affleck in the movie version, but we don't really talk about that. It also houses Henslow's Diary and various other journals of the time, which provide us a great insight into the plays that were written, the contracts that were made, and basically are a huge resource. Anyway, here's the college, or the trees around the college. What's perhaps more interesting than Henslow's link to Dulwich, there we go, Dulwich College. What's more interesting than Henslow's link and Burbage's link and Elaine's link to Dulwich is the fact that in 2008, Trinity, the ITV2 award-winning series, was filmed there too.
Tour running is you need to fart, you've got to make sure you look behind you first. I think we're clear.
Just waiting to cross a road, and if you look over there, you can see a sign to the Horniman Museum and Gardens. Horny man.
Flowers! Flowers!
The reason why we're running, and to date we've run just shy of 390 kilometres, which is basically over a marathon a week each. People look at you funnily when you film yourself whilst running. The reason we've been doing this is to raise money for the British Lung Foundation and the Child Lung Foundation. And the reason we're supporting those two charities is my niece, Josie, who will be 2 years old in November and has a lung condition, has a interstitial lung disease, to be precise, which stops her getting enough oxygen into her bloodstream and therefore stops her growing and developing at a normal rate.
This bit's the easy bit. Just running along in a straight line.
On the sponsorship page you will find links to both charities and also a link to a blog that my sister Sarah wrote, which followed Josie through the early parts of her condition, the biopsy, the diagnosis, and we'll tell you more in detail about little Josie, also with photographs which aren't the prettiest, so beware if you do go there. It's never nice to see a child under those circumstances, shall we say.
So that's it. That's it, all done. Me and David Oakes just run the distance from Scarborough to London, from the Stephen Joseph Theatre to the Noel Coward Theatre. It's been fun.
And that was it. That was the last metre of the final kilometre of this challenge. I've ended up here in Crystal Palace. Lovely, or Paris, if you think that's the Eiffel Tower, which it isn't.
All for British Lung Foundation and Child Lung Foundation UK.
Thank you very much for all your support so far. The sponsorship page will remain open for the remainder of September as well as all of October. So don't worry if you haven't got your money in yet. Please do it soon, though, because Josie needs it, quite frankly, and it would be really kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone that has given us some money. Hopefully you can keep giving us some money, and there'll be a thing that you can click. Let's do that. I'm going to go and lie down. Farewell.
Thank you. Please give generously.